We are Mary and the Black Lamb, and you are watching Brutally Delicious with Bruce Moore.
Yeah!
Welcome to Brutally Delicious. I'm Bruce Moore. Today we've got a great show in store for you. We've got Justin Adams from the metal band St. Diablo. And if you stay tuned, see what Justin's got in store for us today. Justin, welcome.
How's it going? Thanks, man.
Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
No problem.
What do you have in store for us?
To do some Latin chili.
Latin chili. Who doesn't like a good chili?
I hope everybody does.
All right.
Good stuff. Couple basic stuff you probably have, onions, garlic, some peppers, some cilantro, got some ground beef over there, some chorizo, you gotta have chorizo, and we'll kind of put it together for you.
Perfect. You want to get started?
Let's do it, man.
And if you don't mind, I'll just be asking you some questions while we're cooking, and we'll go from there.
Start with the onion, yellow, probably a whole onion.
Okay.
So.
You guys, St. Diablo has a new record out.
Yes.
Now that it's completed, self-titled. Now that it's completed, how do you feel about it? Are you satisfied with the outcome?
I'm really excited about the outcome. Definitely something that we've been trying to put together for a while, and I think the fans have responded to it pretty good. I think it's ready to go, and sales are doing pretty good, but it shows what people are really responsive to it. I think it's great.
What's your writing process like? You guys all write together, or is it more the efforts of one?
Me and Brian, the drummer, usually sit down for a couple days and just kind of hash out, guitar riffs and drum beats, and just kind of go over a feel. Really, Randall and Tito don't really come into the fold until we've got something kind of put down, for sure. Some kind of structure, a couple riffs,
right?
A couple of verse, chorus, stuff like that. But I think that's usually what works best for us. We've tried other methods, but that's usually probably the best way. So.
You guys write with a live setting in mind at all, or is it just a song for the song's sake?
I think it's mainly about the song, and then I think once we get the basis of it, about 90% garlic, a couple cloves. I think we kind of put some jewelry effect on it, maybe, pizzazz it up a little bit when it comes to, of course you want to, have the idea of maybe something where you get a crowd involved in it at some point, but I think the majority of it is based on just the song itself. So
that being the case, then do you find it difficult translating some of your songs to the stage, or no?
Not really. I think it's pretty, standard, pretty straightforward. I don't think it's really anything that is any, there's really no weirdness to it at all. I think you just kind of go in there with the idea of the song, putting it together, and then you see how your fans respond to it.
Okay. So
I think that's pretty much the basis of it.
I'm going to jump around here for a second, because the way you're cutting, I'm thinking you have some culinary experience.
Yeah, I've been cooking my whole life, but when we're not on the road and doing our thing, I kind of freelance a little bit, I guess you can say, at a couple places. A couple buddies of mine own some restaurants, stuff like that, but I'm a graphic foul. So yeah, I've been doing it my whole life. My grandmother taught me how to cook, but I think it's something that everyone needs to know how to cook, right?
Well, I think you're 100% right, but I think we were talking about before we put the cameras on that, there's definitely this connection between musicians and cooking and food and the whole...
Yeah, first off, you learn how to feed yourself, but second of all, it's a creative process, when you're into music, that's what it's all about, putting stuff together, and hey man, if you enjoy eating it, if you enjoy eating and you put it together, it's not that difficult.
A dash of this, a dash of that, same thing as a riff here and a riff there?
Yep. Sort of? Yeah, definitely. And add some poblano pepper. It's not spicy, kind of earthy, a little bit more robust flavor than your typical bell pepper. So that's kind of the idea behind it. So.
Are there any tracks on just personal favorites of good stories behind?
Personal favorite, Watching Me Kill is a good personal favorite of mine. The writing process behind that one was really intense, actually. And then Bathroom Floor, I think, is another favorite. And stories, I guess you could say, is that everything's based on life experiences, But it's always funny trying to get into the war room, I guess you would say, and start putting riffs together, and then certain how song titles come together.
Right.
But definitely those two songs stand in my mind as my favorites on the album. So
we're gonna get that all diced up nicely.
Yep.
What do you say, about 3 poblanos?
I'll probably do about 2.
Okay, 2.
2 poblanos, 1 yellow onion, a couple cloves of garlic, and if you wouldn't mind turning that pan up a little bit more.
Absolutely. So we're gonna get the sausage about medium.
Probably about medium high.
Medium high.
Yeah. Get that warmed up a bit. And then we're going to add some of your
homegrown compound peppers.
Homegrown, people. Homegrown. For a little bit of heat, you know.
And those things, I was surprised. We were talking about it a little earlier. I was surprised at how hot they actually are.
Well, we'll just keep it to 2. How's that?
Yeah. For the viewing audience, probably 2. Yeah. And I don't know what I'd even equate them to. I mean, they're definitely hotter than a jalapeno.
Yeah.
But way less than a habanero. So for those out there that are trying to figure it out,
we're in the in-between.
We're in the in-between, yeah.
Wipe my brow a little bit. Just the forehead moment.
It's the forehead moment, right?
All right, cool. Cilantro for later, but we're good on this right now.
Okay.
So what we will do is carry this on over. Or just pick this whole thing up. Make it easier. All right. All right.
Now we're going to dump all those in?
Onions, peppers. Smoky pan. All right. What we're going to do is...
We'll do a little bit of olive oil in there while we're...
Yeah, a little olive oil in there. Kind of lubricate action in the pan. All right. Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
I'm going to sweat these down a little bit.
While that's sweating down, we'll continue with grilling it here.
Yeah.
You guys get ready to head out on tour, is that correct?
Yeah, well, we just came off the tour, come back for a couple of days, kind of do some personal stuff, and we head back out at the end of September. Just on a small run of our own, really not with nobody else in particular.
How do you prepare for the physical demands of it? I mean, it gets pretty rough out there, right?
I tell you what, you got to get as much sleep as you can, because...
Prior to?
I think you've got to set yourself up for it a little bit, and then you just kind of have to prepare yourself for long drives.
Right.
Because that's what it's about, you know. I mean,
so you don't do anything special besides the sleeping sort of thing?
You try and stay off the alcohol as much as you can.
But I imagine that's difficult in a...
Once you're in the show setting, it's a little more difficult.
And waiting for all the other acts to go on.
Yeah. The downtime is okay because you can get sleep, and plus you can do cool stuff like this.
Right.
So, gonna add some ground beef. Probably about a pound, roughly a pound.
Okay.
Add that in there. Keep our hands clean, so push that up in there.
All browned up?
Yep.
You guys have been at this for quite a while. You ever imagine you'd still be doing it?
I'd tell you what, man, I can't imagine doing anything else.
Really?
You know, I think it's one of those things where you kind of get the mindset for it, and you know, it just go. You know, you just keep trucking, man, and we've been doing it for a while, but it's, you know, people ask us questions all the time. You know, what do you consider successful? You know, obviously I don't have a mansion on the hills, you know. But
I mean, I don't know if the music business is like that anymore either.
I don't think it is, and I think you measure it by, you know, your fans, and you know, you measure it by the personal successes you have for yourself.
I would say doing what you want to do and being able to you know, still do it however many years out.
Yep, and I think that's kind of the idea behind it. You know? And it's to each his own. Some people can't handle it.
Right.
You know? Some people get out there and they're like, man, I can't do this, you know. And then of course the financial and then stuff like that. But and then the personal, obviously, if you're in a relationship, all that stuff's a factor. You know?
But I think those days of like the big state, like the '80s with the big stadiums and the limos, that's all gone.
All gone.
Just doing what
all
you're
gone
doing.
Unless you're making buku. But you know, if you're making that much money, then you know, whatever.
It doesn't matter, right? All right.
I'm gonna add some chorizo. This is what chorizo looks like. We've already cut some up over there.
Okay.
So I just want to give that so people know what chorizo is in case you don't. And we'll add that, brown it up a little bit.
So you get that all browned up together.
Yep.
Now, early before we had the cameras on, we were talking about you guys are going to go ahead and re-record some of these songs with Spanish vocals for more of a Latin market.
Yep. Taking some of our favorites, and what we're going to do is, you know, Tito's from Puerto Rico. He's bilingual Spanish, and he wants to go in there and knock out all the English, do full-blown Spanish on the vocals, and then release it as like an EP kind of a thing, just to kind of see how people react to it.
Well, you've always had sort of a Latin flair to your kind of thing anyway, so this just with the icing on the cake sort of thing?
I think, even that, it was just something that we always talked about doing, but we never had the time, we never had the resources, you know. Of course, once you're in the studio and you're putting down songs and then it's done, you're like, well, that's all we have to do. You know, now we just send it off. But
and it opens up a whole new market too, because then you've got the whole Latin American market where metal's huge.
Yeah, no, and it's one of those things where you're just like, how come we didn't think about this sooner or earlier, you know? But then once you start getting the idea behind it, you're like, wow, that's
and there aren't very many. I mean, we talked about El Nino and a couple other bands that do, but there aren't that many bands that do the.
Not full blown, I don't think. You know, you get a couple bands that do it here and there, but nothing that's like full record. Try to capture a whole new audience, you know. And I think that's what it's about, you know. So sweet. All right, this stuff's getting pretty good. Smelling pretty ripe.
Smelling pretty fantastic.
Yes, actually, those. I can feel the pepper on my face. It's amazing. All right, we'll scoot that over. All right, what we'll do is a little bit of salt. I'm going to say about a teaspoon.
Okay.
Not too much. You know, I like to season in layers. Some in the front, some in the middle, some in the back.
Right.
Chili powder. I'm going to add all of this. I would say that's about a half a cup.
Okay.
All right. Oregano. Probably 2 tablespoons.
I know you're probably not getting that at home, but that is pretty fantastic smelling.
It's got some awesome flavors. Some paprika, I'm probably going to add probably a quarter cup. That's probably about all that. So.
Now, I know you're a chef on the side here. Do you have a favorite cuisine style that you cook in?
Actually, before we were talking, I'm really big into Korean food right now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know, it's just so amazing. I mean, it's just. Of course, I like spicy foods, but of course, you know, not all of it is spicy, but the majority of it is, and it's just great food, man. I mean, it's something I, you know, hope to one day be in Korea. Just go to Korea, hang out, you know, eat the food, street
Playing
food.
there would even be better.
Of course, you know, maybe, hey, they're going out there in Korea, man. You know, let's do it. But all right, looking pretty good.
Absolutely smells fantastic.
That's a little Scooby snack for you over there. All right. Looking pretty good, man.
That looks wonderful.
We're going to add some pimento beans. All right. For you at home, it's probably, what, can?
2 cans.
2 cans?
Yep.
All right. We'll probably add, probably not all of that, maybe just a can and a half, probably.
So this is going to be different than regular chili, too, because in regular chili, it's usually kidney beans, right?
Usually,
a little bit of a twist.
Usually kidney beans, yeah. I think the pimento bean has more flavor in it. I think it just cooks better. I think with kidney beans, it's a kidney bean from the start to finish. There really is no kind of maturing in the food, you know. It really doesn't collect any flavor, I don't think. I think a pimento bean does a little bit more. So, but got some good color going on there.
Good color, but I'm just worried about the aroma in the kitchen.
It's pretty good. It's too bad you can't have smell-o-vision, you know. Maybe one day.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll let that cook down a little bit more.
Okay.
I'll probably add a little more salt just to kind of blend in, layer it, like we were saying. So this pan's is better because you can actually, you see at home, everybody? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, give it a nice tilt.
Yeah, there you go. Working. Smell.
For the future when there is smell-o-vision.
Yeah, right. I cook that down and we'll add tomatoes and then cook it down. It's supposed to cook for about, I mean, as long as it's all about preference.
Right.
You know, you can eat it right when it's finished, you know, a couple minutes, or I like to let it cook
could eat
down.
it just like that before it's even chili.
You know,
I mean,
hey, if we had some tortillas, you know, something.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll put some tomatoes in about, you know, a minute and a half, and then let it cook down. But yeah, it's
perfect.
That's it. Tomatoes. It's about a can, right?
Yeah.
What we'll do with these, let's see if we can do this without making a mess. Kind of squeeze off some whole tomatoes.
Good camera stuff right there.
Yeah, I'll kind of move this out so you can see. You shouldn't just squeeze it, you know, like kind of put your thumb in there and kind of break it up a little bit. You don't want to just fire off like that one.
Yeah. Is there a story behind the recipe at all?
We were in California a couple years ago, playing, and me and oh, look at that, and me and the tour manager decided we were going to go over into Tijuana, and you know, Tijuana,
right?
So,
been there.
And as soon as we got in there, there was like this little, I don't even know what you call it. It wasn't like a bar or restaurant or anything. You're going to add the juice as well. All right, make sure.
Yes, sir.
And then we went over there, got some beers, hung out with some of the locals, and there was a version of this that they just handed you a bowl. You went in this place and beers were like 50 cents.
Really? Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I remember being there. It was like quarter beers.
Yeah,
20 years ago.
And it was great. So we're just hanging out, and there was like this, it was kind of like a street food kind of a thing. There was like just some guy back there cooking. And there was not this exact recipe, but we definitely had something going on.
Right.
It was pretty close, and I was digging it, man. And I always had it in the back of my mind, I was like, hey, it'd be kind of cool to kind of do a twist or a play on that,
Sometimes you find that in those little weird backwoods places or the street carts.
Man.
You find some of the best food ever.
Yeah, and like we were talking about Korea, it's the same, the same thing going on there. Best food is probably not in a restaurant.
Right.
Although you want to be wary of where you're going, but
sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, definitely. That's what makes some of those TV shows so cool, because they go, into these weird places you never thought of, and they find like the most.
Yep, craziest food, man.
Yeah.
That's the best stuff right there. Starting to get there. We're gonna let that cook down, kind of crushing these tomatoes down a little bit more. You don't really want them too big. If anyone's had chili, it's not really big on. It's to each his own. Anyone takes this recipe, they can omit, switch out. It's chili, man. You can do whatever you want with it, So,
all right.
Turn this down a little bit. It's about medium.
And you guys have you're pretty well known for touring quite a bit. Do you have any? What's the strangest story you have? But let's keep it PG for the folks at home.
Okay, well, this is pretty PG. We're on our tour bus, not a big tour bus. We're not that big. Just like a 15 passenger thing going on, and we took it in to get maintenance before we're going on the road. So we're heading out on the road. Had a show in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Kind of let that hang out. And driving along, bass player's driving at the time, and oddly enough, I'm standing up. It was pretty tall. You could stand up in it,
right.
And I'm relieving myself in a Gatorade bottle because I didn't want to have to pull over and whatever.
Make everybody
so I'm hanging onto the rail and I'm kind of doing my thing, and next thing you know, he's like, bus is kind of shaking, and I'm yelling to the front, get off the rumble strip, get on the rumble strip. And he's like, I'm not on the rumble strip. Next thing you know, the whole bus tilts over to the side. The rear wheels fell off the bus.
Really?
Yeah, going about 70 miles an hour down the highway. And,
everybody's okay?
Yeah, it came to a screeching halt on the side of the road. We all get out. The whole rear end is just messed up.
Right.
Tires aren't even there anymore. They're just gone. So, and apparently one hit the car behind us, and then one passed us going down the road, went across the road and hit a car in the other lane.
Really? But everybody walked out. Everybody
walked out. It was pretty scary. We still had to go to the show. We made it to the show. We didn't cancel the show because we don't cancel shows. But anyway, pretty scary experience. But we kind of had to count our lucky charms on that one.
That's
but it was cool though.
That definitely wasn't the story I was expecting.
No, you go on the road, you definitely see some people. You meet some people. I got stories for days. I mean, we could turn this into a whole other show if we want to.
Right, a documentary.
Yeah. It's looking pretty good, man. But preference cooking, you want to let it go as long as you want. You can cook that up to 3-4 hours, and the flavor is just going to marinate together. So that's pretty much it on that. I will give it a taste real quick before we
absolutely. Then I've got the spoon right here.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that there's plenty of salt, which you can do at home.
Well,
hey man,
if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it.
You might as well, right? Yeah. Not spicy.
Right on, man. No.
I mean, it's not blowing your head off, Cool. Let that go for a little while. But yeah, we're going to finish it up here in a bit. A little queso fresco cheese. We'll grate that on top.
Okay. And that you can find at any market?
Grocery store. Usually you can go get different brands or whatever at the specialty market or whatever. But you can find that at the grocery store. Sour cream, of course, and we'll add some cilantro. Okay. And
just one more for you then. What's next for St. Diablo?
We talked about the Spanish stuff, but definitely tour. We'll probably do a new video here for one of another single off the CD. Okay. Probably next couple of months, probably beginning of the year maybe. We're on Jaeger, we're Jaeger band, so we're always out there. We're on Mayhem Fest the past couple of years, always out there pushing the envelope on that. They help us out with touring, and they
Right.
do a bunch of cool stuff with us. And so we're always, you know, you never know. There might be Jaeger tour popping up here and there. We might be on. We've been talking to a few bands we're friends with. Diecast, they're from.
Actually, I had them in here a couple months ago.
Oh, well, great!
They made a Oreo cheesecake here.
Oh, sweet!
Sometime over the summer. Yeah, nice guys.
Those guys are awesome. And,
yeah,
we might be going out with them in the spring. Been talking to a couple other bands. You mentioned God Forbid. We might do some
had them in here as well.
Yep. So always on the lookout for doing some cool stuff on tour. But definitely a new video maybe. Probably won't do another record for maybe 6-7 months.
Right.
But we're always writing, continuing to write. So. Lots of cool stuff.
Lots of stuff going on.
Lots of cool stuff.
Cool.
Yep.
And for those at home, go out and pick up the new St. Diablo. It's available everywhere.
Yep.
Online, but legally.
StDiablo.com. Pick it up. iTunes. You can probably go to Best Buy anywhere in the country and pick it up. That's where I got mine. 3 hours.
So now that we let that sit for about 3 hours, we're about ready to get into my favorite part of the show here, the tasting. So, let's
gonna eat it. All right, we're gonna ladle some of this. All right. First thing, do some sour cream.
And this is all optional at this point, right? It's all to taste, whatever you want to do.
Yep. Do a little bit of that. All right. Sour cream, sour cream. Actually, what we'll do is bring these over here so you guys can see at home.
There we go. Cheese grater.
Little queso fresco.
That's kind of crumbly already, right? So it probably grates pretty easily.
Yep. Just kind of do a little bit on top. This is all preference for sure. You can put on there as much as you like. I'm a fan, so I like a lot.
Absolutely.
Going to town on it.
And with the weather getting cooler, this is going to be a perfect.
Definitely. Cool. Queso fresco. Like I said, we can get this any supermarket pretty much. Hot sauce.
No name brand, the hot sauce.
We'll tame it. Get a little bit going. And then I got some cilantro we'll finish it off with. I'll just take a handful. Right there. A little bit on top. Done deal. Bam.
Look at that.
Yep. Rinse my hands right quick. Some Latin chili. St. Diablo style.
And here's my favorite part of the whole gig.
Yes.
It's the reason why I'm doing this show.
Free food.
Free food. Cooked for me.
Yes. That's what it is.
Shall we?
Let's do it. It's hot. Be careful. It's really hot.
Hot damn, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Thank you very much.
No problem, man.
Justin, I appreciate you coming out.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with the tour.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks.